15 lessons people learn too late in life. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers! For this Sunday video, we have something really special planned. Since last week, we've been thinking, what other knowledge could have an incredibly positive impact on our own lives? And if we did answer that question, we'd be open to sharing it with you guys. That's when we came up with this idea. Now, hopefully we all have plenty of years ahead of us, so why not learn from those who have walked the road before us, the ones who faced life and are still alive to tell the stories? How amazing would it be to leverage their knowledge at this point in your life? If you know what they regret the most, the lessons it took decades to learn, maybe, just maybe, you can play it smart and make better choices as of today. As with all Sunday videos, we recommend you grab a sheet of paper and double check yourself if you agree or disagree to the items we'll be mentioning on this list. Keep in mind that these lessons are aggregated from people who achieved success and lived the lifestyles most of you are hustling so hard to live. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. And that's how this video came to be. We are looking at the 15 lessons most people usually learn too late in life. Number 1, everything is temporary. We even said it in our intro. We think we still have plenty of years ahead of us. Depending on your age, you're not even thinking that far ahead. But even you yourself are temporary. Coping with the idea that everything you do, every person you meet, everything you build is temporary can be a reality-shattering experience. The family dog is temporary. Your relationships are temporary. The items you buy are temporary. Nothing really lasts. It's one of those things you can only fully grasp when you've already seen it happen in your past. We all want to live forever. We all want to be eternal. But everything you do, at some point, will be gone, and people will have forgotten it. So might as well go for it, right? At some point, whatever the result, it'll be gone and forgotten. Number 2. Life isn't fair. Yeah, if you were expecting something else, sorry to disappoint you with the truth. The promotion will probably go to someone who's been smooth-talking the boss, despite the fact that you're more qualified and work harder. That girl you like might like the douchebag more, despite you thinking that you'd be the perfect fit for her. You're experiencing life through your own eyes, so you're going to be biased no matter what. We do not live in a perfect world, and even if you did, it wouldn't care much for you as an individual. There's like 8 billion of us. The world doesn't owe you anything. Just because you think you deserve something doesn't mean you're going to get it. Number 3. Family matters more than friends. Remember the first item on this list? You can't choose your family, but nobody will be willing to go further for you than they are. Friends are amazing. Have as many real friends as you can get, but family is something special, something most people seem to neglect these days. While friends will be alongside you in the trenches, none of them would really risk themselves for you. Family is the only one who'd be really willing to put you above them. Don't take that for granted. Talk to your parents while you still have them. Talk to your siblings, and do not let that relationship cool down. And of course, spend time with your kids, because they need you more than they need anything else. Number 4. Others treat you the way you treat yourself, not them. It's weird when you realize that someone else's attitude towards you depends on yourself and not the other person. The way you present yourself, what you think of yourself, who you are as an individual, these are all in your control. You can choose to grow, to learn, to improve. You, as an individual, are the sum of your experiences and beliefs. Once you fully accept a different set, the entire perception of the world around you will change. Think of this small experiment. If you were to move to a new city where nobody ever knew you, wore different clothes, listened to different music, started speaking differently, and changed your interests, the people you'll meet there will accept your new version because this is the reality they encountered first. Have more respect for yourself. Even demand it. Stand up for what you believe in and don't let others walk all over you. It's these small things that will haunt you when you're older. Number 5. The sacrifices you make today will pay dividends in the future. Many of those who are in the last quarter of their lives look back at the poor choices they've made, especially the time they wasted. It's always easier to see where you could have done better when you look back to the past. Many of them agree that with just a bit more strategy in play, they could have been in a way better position than they find themselves in right now. They all regret not reading more early on, and none of them remember any time wasted watching TV. If they were smarter with their time, they wouldn't have sacrificed as much as they had. If you'd like to know what the sacrifices people make are in order to get rich, you can click in the top right corner. We made an entire video breaking down what it takes and the impact it has on your life. Number 6. Sacrificing your health for success or wealth isn't worth it. It's weird seeing this one after the previous point, but it's definitely true. We have a tendency to always want more, and very few people know when to stop. Money is the most important thing in the world when you don't have it. Once you get it, it doesn't matter that much anymore. Nobody wants to sacrifice their own health in pursuit of money or success, but very few are willing to make the adjustments necessary in order to protect yourself over the potential gain. With old age, you'll look back and think of yourself as a fool for not paying more attention to the one thing which could give you more time with those you love. Number 7. Fear of embarrassment or criticism stopped you from being who you really are. You get one shot at this life, so might as well go for it. The main reason most people fail at anything in life is because they don't give it a go. We all find excuses to try to shield our perceived image from what other people think of us, but in the end, they don't matter. It's a choice you have to make for yourself. Who do you want to be? Will you be yourself, or will you be someone who other people are expecting you to be? Number 8. Things don't matter that much. When you're young, you want things because you see other people having things, and you think your life would be better if you had them as well. Things are just things. They don't make you who you are. Possessions are raw materials moved from one place to another. Do you think 10 years from now, you'll care that, at the moment, you have the latest iPhone? We want things because we are being sold on wanting them. Look around you right now. No, really. Pause the video and look around. How many things do you have around you, which you don't really need? You need tools, not things, and nobody needs more than a couple essential tools to get the job done. Number 9. Even the longest night was followed by a morning. Some things will take longer than 12 hours to pass, maybe a couple of months or even years, but one thing is for certain. No matter how hard it is right now, how dark everything seems, there will come a day when you'll feel better. Even bad times are temporary. This particular mindset will help you push through some of the most difficult bits life will throw at you. Don't take this advice lightly. Number 10. Happiness is a choice, and it requires a lot of hard work. Happiness isn't something that depends on other people or getting their approval. Happiness is something you experience yourself because your reality is in tune with your expectations. The good news is you can choose to be happy. The bad news is you need to put some real effort into it because just as anything worth pursuing, it won't happen by itself. At least, not to the degree you're looking for. We know some of you are struggling with this and might not think of yourselves as happy. So we've actually made another video called 15 Reasons Why You're Unhappy, which will dive into the actionable steps you can take right now to make the switch. You can check it out by clicking in the top right corner. Number 11. This moment right now. This is you being alive. This is your moment. And it's passing by the second. Every now is immediately absorbed by the past. How poetic is that? When we think of life, we usually look at the entire thing, but rarely realize that it's moments like this one right now, where you're watching this video, that make up all the pieces of it. Most people learn of the importance of the moment too late in life and missed a great deal of opportunities to seize it. Number 12. Everyone is really out for themselves. Everyone is the hero in their own movie, and everyone wants to ride into the sunset with the girl of their dreams. We all experience life in first-person point of view, and since you were born, you were the most important thing you have ever experienced. You need to protect yourself and prosper. Guess what? That's what everybody thinks. It might be hard to accept, but the same way you think of yourself as special, someone else thinks the same thing about themselves. We can't all be the lead in the same movie, so people will try to get that sunset for themselves. As long as you live, remember this, because it will help you see other people for what they really are. Human, just like you. Number 13. Beneath anger is always fear. As the wise Yoda says, fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. Whenever we suffer, especially for long periods of time, at first we believe it's because of something outside of us, something we hate. And if we make it past that emotion, we find below that hate is a rumble of anger, and certainly something we've held on to for far too long. But beneath all of that is always fear, a fear of loss, a fear of vulnerability, a fear of letting go. But if you can get to the point of acknowledging that fear, you'll see its lighthearted shadow, compassion, and then you'll be able to move forward. Number 14. The world is bigger than you've gotten to experience. Almost everyone wishes they could have seen more of the world, experienced more, and have it reveal more of its secrets. Our planet is amazing, filled with different people, different cultures, cuisines, architectures, beliefs, and visions for the future. If the whole world was a book, it really would be a shame to only read a couple of its pages. Number 15. A lifetime isn't very long. It's something you don't really think about much when you're young because it seems long. Life is abundant because we compare the amount of life we've lived to the amount of life we think we have left. Let's do a little thought experiment, shall we? When you're in your 20s, you expect to have at least 3 times as much life as you've had so far. But there's a trap to that. Let's say the average person dies at 80 years old. Right off the bat, most people sleep 7 or 8 hours a night, cutting down a third of that. You're left with 53 years. That's not bad, is it? If the average man works 40 hours a week from 25 to 65, that's another 10 years gone. But you're left with 43, which is still not that bad, is it? But wait, as of 2016, the average American is taking in over 10 hours of screen time per day. This combines with social media, with meaningless entertainment like TV shows or sports, alongside news-related content. The TV show part is 4.5 hours per day and rising, with companies like Netflix fighting more for your eyeballs. This means the average American spends 7 to 8 years of their life just watching TV. If you start counting everything that is consuming your time every day, like eating, cleaning, getting dressed, driving, and all the small tasks, you'll be shocked to find out that the average person in a developed country has less than 30 years to live. While if you live in a poorer country, you can easily cut that in half to less than 15 years. Now, if this doesn't put your life into perspective, we don't know what will. Now, in order to help our community, we're curious to know, Aluxers, what is one lesson you wished you'd learned sooner? Let us know in the comments. And as always, you guys know the drill. Here's your bonus fact. Number 16. You played it too safe. No matter how fast life is going for you, no matter how big your current worries are, when you're at the end of your life, you'll be looking at these days wondering, why didn't you take even bigger risks? Why didn't you live more? Why didn't you try to go big instead of settling for what was safe? This moment right now is the beginning of a new journey, one that will make the old version of yourself proud when they look back in time. It's time to go big, Aluxers. Be bold, live, be the best possible version of yourself. Put on a show for an audience of one, yourself. If this video motivated you in the slightest, please write "Go Big" in the comments so we know who the true Aluxers are, watching these videos until the very end. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.